Hello friends, in this video I shall be dealing with cubic polynomials. Now you must know what is the standard form of a cubic polynomial. It is ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d. Now this is a cubic polynomial, and in this cubic polynomial there is a condition that a cannot be equal to 0. Why? Because if a becomes 0, then the term containing x cube will vanish, thereby making it a quadratic polynomial. So a cubic polynomial cannot have the coefficient of x cube as 0. Yes, the other three coefficients, either one of them, two of them, or all of them can be 0. Now for a cubic polynomial, the number of zeros is always equal to the degree of the polynomial. So number of zeros in this case is equal to 3 because the degree of the polynomial is 3. So there are 3 zeros of this polynomial, or you can say roots of the cubic equation. Now we have to study the relationship between the 3 zeros and the coefficients. Coefficients means the constants which I have written here. Coefficient of x cube a, coefficient of x square b, coefficient of x c, and the constant term d. So there is a relationship between the 4 coefficients a, b, c, d and the zeros. How many zeros? 3 zeros. So if I assume that alpha, beta and gamma, these are the 3 zeros, then there is a particular relationship which is satisfied by the 3 zeros and the 4 coefficients. Now that relationship is very important for solving a wide variety of problems related to these cubic polynomials. The first relationship is regarding the sum of zeros, that is alpha plus beta plus gamma. Whatever 3 values are the zeros of this cubic polynomial, if you find the sum of those 3 zeros, then that will be equal to negative coefficient of x square upon coefficient of x cube. Very important relationship, and so many problems are found in books. In class 10th also you have this topic, and of the chapter on polynomials, and in subsequent classes obviously at competition level this relationship between the zeros and the coefficients of the polynomial are used in a wide variety of problems. This is the first relationship, that is the sum of zeros of a cubic polynomial is always equal to negative coefficient of x square upon coefficient of x cube. Let us take the second relationship. In this relationship, we will be taking the product of two zeros in pairs. Like there are 3 zeros, so we can have 3 products. Like first is alpha into beta, another one can be beta into gamma, and the final one can be alpha into gamma. So if you take the product of the zeros in pairs and then add them, then this will always be equal to, now there is a relationship between these and the zeros. Now we started from here minus b by a, then we move from b to c now. So it will be c upon a. So if the 3 zeros are found correctly, then this part will always be equal to c upon a. And the final relationship, that is the third relationship, is regarding the product of the 3 zeros. So alpha into beta into gamma. See, we have taken negative here, then positive, from B to C, and now from C to D. So we move from C to D and again change the sign alternatively. See, this is negative, this is positive. So now again we will have a negative sign, and this will be constant term, that is D, upon again the coefficient of x cube. So in all the 3 relationships, you find that the denominator is A, that is the coefficient of x cube, and the sign will be negative for the first relationship, positive for the second, and again negative for the third relationship. Now this is the relation between the zeros and coefficients of a cubic polynomial. Now what kind of problems we get in exams? Let us solve 1 or 2 problems and how we can use these relationships to solve those problems. Let us see the first one. Now there is a particular cubic polynomial which I am writing on the board. This polynomial is 6x cube plus 3x square minus 5x plus 1. So in the question it is given that if alpha, beta and gamma are its zeros, then find the value of, so you have to find the value of a particular expression, and that expression is alpha power minus 1 plus beta power minus 1 plus gamma power minus 1. Now you can find this type of question in your class 10th books also, in the chapter on polynomials. So how do we solve these kind of problems? Now see, in this problem, the first thing we must understand here is the three zeros of this cubic polynomials are not to be found out, because that itself is a lengthy process. Solving a cubic polynomial will take a lot of time if you are not aware of the correct method, because the only method which is taught for solving a cubic polynomial to get the three zeros is the trial and error method, or the hit and trial method, which the students study at class 9th level. But if you start applying that method, then obviously this problem will take a lot of time. But if you know the relationship between the zeros and the coefficients, then this problem can be solved hardly in, say, about 15 seconds time. Let us see whether we can do that or not, because I'll take more time just because I need to explain each and every step to you. But once you are well acquainted with the steps, then the timing of 15 seconds can be achieved with a practice of 1 hour. So let's see how this can be done. Now in this case, the coefficient of x cube a is 6 here. Then the coefficient of x square, that is b, is 3. Coefficient of x is minus 5 and constant term is 1. So the first thing is I need to find a, b, c and d from the given cubic polynomial. And after this, I will make use of the relationships. Whatever relationships I need, I will use only those relationships. I will not write all the three. Now, we have to find the value of alpha power minus 1 plus beta power minus 1 plus gamma power minus 1. And power minus 1 means reciprocal. So, this is actually 1 upon alpha plus 1 upon beta plus 1 upon gamma. And if you take LCM of these three terms, you will have alpha, beta, gamma in the denominator, and in the numerator, alpha is already there, so you have beta, gamma plus, so beta is already there, means alpha, gamma, and gamma is already there, means alpha, beta. And now this expression gives you a hint that we have to consider only the relationship number 2, which is in the numerator here, and the relationship number 3, which is in the denominator. So I can find the values of this numerator and denominator directly by using these two relationships, and just substitute the value here to get the desired answer. So I don't need the values of alpha, beta and gamma separately. So let us see how that value can be found out. See, I am solving it here. Here, alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha is, see the relationship, it is C upon A. And I have already written the values of A, B, C, D here. So C upon A, C is minus 5, upon A is 6. So we have the value of the numerator as minus 5 by 6. Similarly, the denominator alpha, beta, gamma. The formula for alpha, beta, gamma is minus D upon A. And once you know the formula, just substitute the values minus D. What is D? D is 1 and A is 6. So see, I have both the values now, and in the next step the answer is there. Numerator, the value is minus 5 by 6, and denominator, the value is minus 1 by 6. This comes out to be minus 5 by 6 into minus 6 by 1. So 6 gets cancelled, thereby giving you the answer. Minus minus is plus, so you have the answer 5. So the value of this expression is 5. A very easy question. if you really know the relationship between zeros and the coefficients of the polynomial. But if you're not aware of this, then you will be struggling to find out the values of alpha, beta and gamma by using hit and trial method, and that will consume a lot of time also. But the answer, that is also not guaranteed. So these type of questions are very prevalent in competitions, because actually this is based on the knowledge of the relationship, not on how the roots are found. It is based on the relationship between the zeros and the coefficients. So friends, learn all these methods. We shall practice this concept, taking more examples in subsequent time. Till then, if you like this video and you have understood this method of solving questions related to alpha, beta and gamma, that is the three zeros of a cubic polynomial, then share it with all those friends who are appearing in board exams this year. And do not forget to subscribe the channel for more such useful videos to come in future also.